Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails Rocktails. With me, your most notorious groupie, Alice Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of That's Right, That Would Be Me. These other little books. This one on the way. Hopefully, in the next couple weeks, I'll get it downloaded. If not, by January for sure. And just thank you guys, really, for being so supportive and for being just so amazing and so inspirational for the second book. You guys really, truly mean a lot. And where you can get all that, my funny as hell merchandise, down in that description. So go check it all out. And like I said, I'm just always so thankful for you guys. Really, just truly for being such an amazing family, for really enjoying the content, for growing the channel with me. I want to thank everybody, all the opportunities. Beatrice, thank you so much for the interviews. I just got, I'm doing Lacey's this week. It'll probably be done the day this airs. So that'll be coming up. I mean, Rico and Mark, just thank you guys so much for the opportunities. It just really, truly means the world. It's just, I love meeting new people, and I've been very fortunate to meet some of the coolest new people. Not just Beatrice and like Mark and Desiree and everybody, Dee Dee and, Maxine, just everybody I've been able to meet along this journey has been the fucking coolest part of this adventure. So thank you guys. And speaking of adventure, we like to have adventure in movies, don't we? And there are a lot of bands. A lot of fake bands in movies. There are. And today we're going to kind of talk about that. Because, you see a lot of the girls in Almost Famous falling in love with like Stillwater and all that stuff, So we're going to talk about what fictional rock stars would we fuck? Because it's okay. You can enjoy sex. You can have fun. It's all good. And today we are going to have another fictional thing happening. Every year, this comes out once a year with our local Red Rocks. And I love it every year. And I'm so excited that it's out now. It's the Griswold. Yeah, we have the Griswolds. We get them every year. And I love it. Now, this is an ale brewed with spices. So it's going to have your yearly kind of mulled wine type of spices. And we're going to go check it out. So everybody, grab your Griswolds. Kick up your feet. And let's have a little cocktails. And a rocktails. All right, look at that. It's a nice kind of, not too amber of a color, but a little richer than your normal lager because of those spices. And like I said, this sells out every year. They make a limited amount. And you'll see why. All right, cheers, big ears. It's my first Griswold of the year, so it is so good. Those spices are very subtle. They make the flavor a little bit richer. It's like it's kind of like the, and there's no apple in it, but you know how when you have that first apple cider with the cinnamon and you're, looking at Christmas lights or that first hot chocolate with bourbon. It's so good. Try it with the hazelnut cream. This is what that feels like. It's so good. It's like I said, it's subtle, it's crisp, it's got these nice spices. It has that little kick to the flavor. Highly recommended if you get Red Rocks in your state. Get your Griswolds, because you're not going to be able to get them much longer. Okay. Speaking of getting, let's talk. Okay, so let's talk about these fake bands, because sometimes they can be really awesome. And they're full, actors are attractive guys too. And sometimes they're actually, they're really band members from other bands. So let's start off with the first one from the 80s film that I've done the episode on before with Mark Wahlberg and a lot of other actors. Jennifer Aniston, of course, is in it. Called Rockstar. That movie, Still Dragon. Or the fake band Still Dragon. We all know. We know who that band is modeled after. We know whose story that is. Yet they deny it. Certain powers that be in Judas Priest deny that it has anything to do with them. Come on now. I would say which one in the band, because because part of the band is real rock stars like Jason Bonham, like Zach, like that Jeff guy from bass player guy. But and then the two main characters, the lead singer and the guitar player, are Kurt Cuddy and the lead singer are actors. But you know what? I might as well have already. I think I've already fucked Kurt Cuddy because I slept with Glenn Tipton because Kurt Cuddy, 100% Glenn Tipton. It's not KK. No, Kurt Cuddy is Glenn Tipton. In the way he controls the band, and the way every note has to be this, and the way not controls, but every band has that CEO, as we call them. So definitely, if I was going to fuck anybody, it would be Kurt Cuddy. But guess what? I've already been with Glenn Tipton, so don't need to fuck anybody out of that band. Although that actor that plays Kurt Cuddy, he's hot when he's not Kurt Cuddy. I'd fuck him. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. No. I'm such a hoe. I'm such a man eater. I'm not a hoe. I'm a man eater. There's a big difference. And let's see. We've already talked about Spinal Tap. Because let's face it, Spinal Tap is an amazing fucking fictional band. These guys, I think they actually kind of learned a few things. We already knew David St. Ubbins, with Laverne and Shirley, Lenny and Squiggy. So we already knew him, and he wasn't sexy then, but you know what? He put on that wig and an English accent, and he kind of became sussy. He did. But the Nigel Tufnell, I'd eat him and his cheese all day long. He probably couldn't handle me though, but I'd probably end up having an affair with the bass player. Yeah, and then I'd probably have to get a restraining order against him because he'd be stalking me. Definitely. That's how the scenario goes in my head. I'd get bored of Nigel and his cheese because he's very docile. David St. Hubbins, he probably wouldn't go, south on you. So I definitely go for that bass player because that bass player would be gung-ho. That's for damn sure. But he'd probably cry after sex, try and cuddle on you like he was a koala hanging onto a tree. And then you'd end up in a restraining order situation and never see the band again. Tell me what you think down in the comments. I just created a whole band drama. Like I was their Yoko without being their Yoko. So, okay, moving on from Spinal Tap. Now they have to make a Spinal Tap 3. Groupies Gone Rogue. Yes, we need a Spinal Tap 3, I think. Okay, so the next band, not a lot of people have seen this movie, and I've done an episode on it as well. It's called Still Crazy. And the band in that one is called Strange Fruit. And they're actually really kind of a cool band. Now, the lead singer, okay, we'll get into that in a minute. So the premise behind this story is they started out with this really amazing, like, legendary kind of lore of a bass player or a guitar player. And it's very much like based kind of in a Sid from Pink Floyd. In that kind, I keep wanting to say Sid Vicious, but it's not Sid Vicious. But so it's very much based in that kind of like he disappears, everybody thinks he's dead, but then somebody comes along and it's like their 30th anniversary or something, and it goes along the whole story line because one of the guys in the band, I think the drummer or the keyboard player, he wants to get the band back together. He wants to do the anniversary tour because suddenly one of their songs, Strange Fruit, which it was supposed to be Strange Brew, but they couldn't have it for legal reasons. So Strange Fruit is they're getting ready to do this whole festival again, and they want to play the festival, and they're going to go out on the road. So it goes through all the antics that would happen with, and the lead singer is this actor who has been in Love Actually. He plays the singer in that movie as well. Kind of does remind me of Glenn Tipton, and he also plays in Magnolia. What is the movie? Most Bestest Hotel in Bangkok, whatever. Anyway, Richard Gere plays in the second one. Oh, you guys will tell me in the comments. I can't remember it. Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Yeah, that actor. So he plays a rock star in a couple different movies, and yeah, I do him. If because there's a lot of cute boys in that band, and there's with the drummer in the band has a fucking hilarious story with this lady chasing him, and he thinks it's from the IRS or like some psycho women. Anyway, so and so I would totally do the lead singer, but I'd probably end up with the keyboard player because he'd probably be the easiest. No, I'm kidding. But I'd go after the lead singer, but uh, because he reminds me a lot of Glenn Tipton. But like I said, I'd probably defect for the keyboard player who got the reunion going again, because the lead singer has a psycho wife that would probably beat the living crap out of me. So yeah, wouldn't go there, would I? And the young guitarist that they bring in to replace the missing guy, which he's hot too. I'd probably sleep with him too. I'd sleep with the fucking whole band. I would just Woodstock it and be like totally free with my legs spread wide open. Ooh, get your. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. So the young guitarist they bring in to replace the missing guitarist. He kind of reminds me of Youngblood, but he doesn't wear leather pants all the time, thank God. But yeah, so if you've seen the movie Strange Fruit, let me know in the comments, because it's actually a good movie. I might go watch it today. It's been years since I watched it, and it always fucking cracks me up. Now another kind of band that we have is an Oh Brother Where Art Thou. They're kind of a band. They really kind of are. And the guy, these are all the guy that does Sorrow, one of the guys in the little singing band, one of the escaped convicts. He's been in those in Rob Reiner movies. I don't is he No, he's not the one that plays in Spinal Tap, but we know who I would do in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Come on, we'd all do George Clooney. I mean, I've already done him, but listen, that's neither here nor there. I just said that, didn't I? I said it out loud. So we know who I do, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But okay, now we are going to get to Stillwater from Almost Famous. I don't think I could do anybody out of that band. Anybody out of that band at all, because they'd all be too much of an egos, quick shooters. They wouldn't go down on you. They don't care if you get off. They'd cry and bitch and moan about the other rock stars, except for the drummer, and he's gay. I'd probably hang out with him and just have fun going out to dinner and getting drunk. Because, let's face it, the Russell character, he moves like a girl on stage. Because what put him and Nancy Wilson, you can tell who he was mentored by for the movie, and naturally because she was married to Cameron Crowe at the time. But he's very not original. Like, he did not feel the music because they're not necessarily bad songs, but I don't even remember this. There was one song that wasn't there, that was part of their repertoire. Anyway, but there was just, even as characters, I couldn't believe them, except for the fighting and the silly stuff, because there was just no genuine love for the music, for the people who played those characters. You just can't, I just don't see, like, I could never see them as a real band. As Stillwater, I just couldn't see them, because they were all just actors playing a part. And that's all I saw of that movie. So I'd probably end up sleeping with the tour manager, the English tour manager, and then leaving him for Rex at the at the poker table. But yeah, in Stillwater, not a single one of them at all. Russell emulates a girl, and that just shows me that in real life, he can't even like feel the groove of the guitar like Nancy Wilson does, because that's Nancy Wilson's move. That's just her natural instinct. But when there's just no chemistry to those guys that it could even make me believe they were a real band, if even if they were a fictional band. So definitely not doing anybody from Stillwater. Mm, no, dudes. No. I'll go to Sabbath and fuck Tony Iommi or something. So yeah, definitely no Stillwater. And then we have that is really actually a real band, but is represented by cartoon people, gorillas. Hmm. Now I would do Damon Albarn, but last time I saw him opening up for the Black Crowes when I was living in Vegas, he was drunk as fuck. He couldn't make it through two songs. So I'm thinking that's whiskey dick. So maybe not. But as far as the fake little characters go, who's the one kid with the dark hair? Hold on, let me. He's the one with the blue hair. I'd definitely do him if he were like a real person. God, that just seems so weird talking about a cartoon character that's actually the voice of a real person, because I love the Gorillas. They fucking rock. They were badass. Like I said, I've met Damon Albarn, but he was so fucking drunk. I was like, yeah, I'll go out to the Hard Rock and see what else is happening out there from, because we were at Mr. Not Mr. Lucky's. What is the joint when it used to be like a 3,000 seater. But yeah, I'd probably do Damon Albarn if I had the chance and he was not drunk. So yeah. And of course you have the Monkees, because the Monkees were like one of the biggest, fake bands who actually ended up being good, better musicians than, the people who uh, cast them thought they would be. So definitely a fake band that came into their own, and like Davy Jones they all made a whole life career out of it. So I would probably do Mike Nesbitt, because he'd be the most anti-rock star one of them all. Definitely Mike Nesbitt would be the one, plus with his little beanie hat and stuff, and he looks like he would have more enthusiasm in bed than the rest of them. Like, I think I think Mickey Dolenz would think he'd be really fucking amazing in bed, but he'd actually be kind of, you know, kinking your neck and popping your hip out and, leaving bruises and scratches trying to get in positions. Not He'd be the very awkward one that thought he was good in bed. And you're like, oh no, thanks. Don't, that hurts, So definitely Mike Nesbitt. And then let's see, there's so many like fake bands. Um, let's go. Let's go. Ooh, there was Jeff Bridges who played Bad Blake in Crazy Heart. I fucking love that movie. And Jeff Bridges, hi Beluga. Beluga's coming to join us. So probably come on, babies. Come on, say hello to everybody. Okay, if he jumps up, he jumps up. There he is. Say hello to Beluga and his primal pouch. But Jeff Bridges in Crazy Heart plays an old school country musician who is legendary but washed up at the same time, and kind of an alky, kind of, who's still living the rock star life on the road, being Bad Blake and stuff like that. But Jeff Bridges actually really sings. And then Colin Farrell was his protege, who's become a bigger country star than him. So we're dealing with a few different, musicians there. And what's the name of the band that actually backs him up? It's actually a real band that backs him up in the movie. But and Jeff Bridges is a great singer and musician in his own right. So I would definitely sleep with Bad Blake. Definitely. If you haven't seen the movie, highly recommend it. That soundtrack is him. He's so fucking talented as a musician. I've always liked him as an actor, but as a musician, he can hold his own. He's not going to be like, fucking Dave Matthews or the Beatles or the Stones or something, but he definitely is a good musician. I really like him. Like, there's a lot of actors that play like Kevin Bacon and the Bacon Brothers. Good musicians. Billy Bob Thornton, really decent musician, held his own when he made that, stuff like that. So that's kind of Jeff Bridges to me, but Jeff Bridges is his own dude. Come on now, it's the dude. And he gives that same like reality, like heart and soul into Bad Blake, and really makes you see the rock star and the old country star and Bad Blake, and everything that he goes through, and just how kickback he brings that kickback Jeff Bridges cool. Just I love it. So I would definitely do Bad Blake 100%, 150%. Oh, there we go. I don't know why my light does this if I move things wrong, but anyway. So then you have the Ruddles. Now they were an old parody band of the Beatles. And you know what? They performed some of the funniest stuff. It was hilarious. They were definitely having fun with it. But I don't think I'd do any of them. I really don't. I mean, I don't even know if I'd do any of the Beatles now. So just nothing turned me on about the Ruddles, even though they were fun. And it looks like the guy who was the little Ringo wannabe, he looked like he may be fun. Like, I'd let him go south. But that would be it. Just keep him for my pleasure. But that's what all rock stars are for? Your own pleasure? for your for your viewing pleasure? And then some? And was it Eric Idle who was one of the Ruddles? He's the English guy? I don't think it was Eric Idle. Maybe it was. But anyway, okay, he might be fun. He might be fun. So we could give him a chance. Let him go down. If that works out, then go all the way. Cool beans. Let's see. Who else do we have? You know what? We're gonna end it. Just like Foxy Roxy did in the count room with Rex Manning Day. Hell yeah, Rex Manning Day. Fuck yeah. We're all gonna fuck Rex Manning. Come on, let's face it. We would have fucked him when he was in Grease too. Rex Manning, I would have totally been Foxy Roxy and guessed his underwear color. And I kind of do that, actually. That was a game I've played before. I even saw it because Empire Records, what a great movie, right? I mean, just the whole vibe of that music, the soundtrack, everything. Edwin McCain, Girl Like You, just love, love, love it. Money, that's what she wants. But yeah, Rex Manning Day, I'd be in that count room 100%. 100%. I'd be in that fucking count room going, woo, it's Rex Manning Day. Come, baby, come. Reverse cowgirl. So yeah, I think we would all totally do Rex Manning, even if he was a washed up guy. He'd still be good in bed. But yeah, I'd at least make him buy me a drink first. So yeah, there's a bunch of fictional bands that who I would do, who I wouldn't do. Definitely no to look at Beluga. He's just sitting there looking pretty, staring at the wall. But yeah, totally have already done someone in Still Dragon by doing Glenn Tipton, because let's face it, that's the Judas Priest story. That's Ripper Owens' story. Before Rob came back. Except for the way they talk about the groupies in that movie. That's so wrong. So far off from what it really is. But yeah, so tell me who you guys would do, and if there's any other cooler fake bands that I forgot. We have Gem and the Hologram, stuff like that. The Archie, comic band, but what other fake bands would you do? Tell me in the comments. And thank you guys for getting through today's silly little episode. It was just a fun little subject that I thought would be cool to talk about. Because, some of those guys, like I say, in Still Dragon, you have Zakk Wylde. Definitely not doing that guy. Fuck you, Zakk. Never doing that. Jason Bonham, no. I don't think I'd do him either. Definitely wouldn't do Jeff Pilson. But yeah. Kurt Cuddy, I would do that actor. As when he was not being Kurt Cuddy. Because if I was doing Kurt Cuddy, him as Kurt Cuddy, the character, it would be too much of a fucking, like, parallel worlds colliding with, is it Glenn Tipton? Is it Kurt Cuddy? So yeah, tell me who you would do down in those comments. And again, thank you for just getting back to the end of this episode of my silly little babble. I just got done doing an interview today with Lacey that was amazing. It was so much fun. Like, Beatrice has just really introduced me to some really awesome creators and podcasters, and and really creative documented filmmaker. Just so amazing. Thank you so, so much. And as always, you guys, just really thank you for helping me get this channel out there, for promoting it, for sharing, for talking about it, and just telling your friends about it. Thank you so, so much for helping me grow. We're almost at 3,500, like right there. So it's getting us closer to 5, which, will get us closer to 10. So I am so excited that we're going there. I am so thankful for you guys. So let's do that by hitting that subscribe as much as you can. Well, I guess, get all your friends to subscribe. Hit the share button, hit the hype, hit the like, hit the bells. And we will see you with some more Gritswald on Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, my dears.